Well, hello and welcome everyone. I'm Grace Rivas. I'm a naturopathy practitioner. And today the topic of discussion is what does it mean to be healthy? A lot of people when asked, they think that being healthy is the absence of disease. But let's explore what the definition said. So being healthy is a dynamic state of physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being that allows a person to adapt, function, and thrive across changing life circumstances. At its core, health is internal balance. Scientifically, this is known as homeostasis. And homeostasis is the body's innate ability to self-regulate. And we're talking here hormonal regulation, blood sugar regulation, nervous system regulation, and many other activities as well. And this is also despite stressors. So it's the capacity of the body to self-regulate given there is stressors out there. So when this balance is supported, when the body is able to do all this in a very efficient way, then the body moves towards resilience and healing. And if this is disrupted, if the body is not able to self-regulate, then symptoms start to emerge and then disease proceeds. And there is 5 important foundations for health, which are diet and lifestyle, environment, emotions, and connections. There is more, but those are the basic foundations for health. And all these foundations need to work in interconnectedness. They're interconnected, and they all need to work in harmony or in equilibrium, and there has to be a coherence between them. And I'm going to describe one by one, and we're going to talk a little bit into what does it mean. So when it comes to body nourishment or diet, so diet is very important because food supplies the raw materials for every cell, hormone, enzymes, neurotransmitters, etc. the body needs to produce. And so a diet that is nutrient dense and provides all these elements would support metabolic balance, gut health, neurotransmitters, immune regulation, and stable energy. So the other foundation for health is a lifestyle, and in this one, let's put everything that is activity and daily rhythms. For example, your sleep, your movement, your work, your stress load, and all these would have a major impact as well in how the body regulates. And then we look at our emotions. So emotions or our life experiences are very important because they directly influence the way we respond and I should say the biochemistry of the body. So our emotions directly impact on the neurotransmitters that we produce. It's well known that if we are in a state of stress, if we feel emotions that can produce stress, such as rumination, or we feel despair, or we're frustrated, etc., that's going to affect in the same way being in a state of calmness would affect neurotransmitters as well. Then we look at ambient exposure or the environment, so all the air, water, food quality, light, noise, chemicals, exposures, etc. And then we look at our connections, and the connections are very important too because as we know, connections can also regulate or dysregulate neurotransmitters in the body and also hormones, etc. So all of these have to have an equilibrium and has to have what is called coherence, so they're all working together. Now I'm going to give a bit of an insight of what's happening in clinical work when people come in to see me and they explain that they're doing all the right things, but they still not feeling well. And they express, I'm eating the right food, I got all these routines, that I do meditation, I do self-care, I do this and that, and they still not feeling well. And then they feel very exhausted to be doing so many things, but still not being able to thrive with health. And that's when coherence and equilibrium is very important. Let's put scenarios. Let's put someone, imagine someone that has a very restricted diet. According to this person, they eating the right foods, and they are very strict to follow what they really wanted to do. Okay, so they're eating really well, according to them, but they're very restrictive, and they're very inflexible with the way they eat. So what would happen with this? So the person is getting all the right nutrients into the body, but this person is not able to socialize because when it's invited to different places, there is no foods that they wanted to eat, or there is only a few choices, so they decided not to engage into certain lifestyle practices. So that would also mean that they would neglect certain connections, so they're not going to be able to maybe, let's say, go to a family gathering. They might not be able to celebrate certain things because there is not all the foods that they wanted to eat. How this is going to affect health? Well, this is going to eventually erode certain relationships and also affect emotions. So if the person has a very healthy diet, but is very restrictive and is not able to negotiate whether they can still go to gatherings and have relationships and nourish those relationships, then this is going to severely affect their health and their emotions. So let's put another scenario. Somebody that has all these strict routines, whether they wake up at a certain time, they have to do all this meditation, and they have to do all these exercises, and they're very inflexible with that. Again, this person would perhaps neglect certain relationship dynamics. For example, the partner might want to have breakfast together, go into a cafe, do something different. This person has inflexible behaviors, so then that would affect the connection with the loved ones and also affect the emotions. And let's say someone that live in an environment that is perfect. They go and live in the middle of the forest. There is clean air, clean water, everything is perfect, but then the person is not able to access, going to a place where there is things to do. Let's say dancing, gatherings, or any other thing that they like to do. So that would impact tremendously. It would tremendously impact what this person will be able to do, and this would impact on the health too, because they will feel isolated. They will feel not able to integrate with other people, and potentially would affect the health as well. So it's not just about having clean air, it's not just about having clean water, it's not just about having nutrient-dense foods, it's not just about having all this exercise and all these routines. It's about balance and coherence. It's about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's why the 80-20 ratio is very important, because the 80-20 ratio includes most of the good things and gives a little bit of space for other things that are happening in a real world that we live in. And being healthy is not about doing everything perfect. It's about being in a state of equilibrium, in a state of balance, where you don't neglect one area just to support another area. I hope this brings a bit of broader picture into what being healthy is, and also allows you to see health from a much more open perspective. And if you got any questions, if you got any queries, if you want to talk more about how can you maximize your health, how can you thrive, how can you be, optimize your health, I'm here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to communicate, send me a message. Until next topic, I'll see you then.